Hey gamers, and welcome back to another episode of the Koop'd podcast, the podcast that is sweaty. And as always, folks, my name is Koopa. Each week I sit down with a friend and we talk about all the things happening in pop culture. And yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks. For a number of reasons. Depending on where your fandom lies, but in just as Nintendo and such usually do whenever I'm drought for content, they usually just drop stuff right in my lap. And hey, we got Pokemon news this week, and I really like Pokemon, and I wanted to talk about all of the the cool announcements that came out this past week for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Jury's still out on how I feel about those names, but we'll get there. And as if that laugh sounds familiar, and it might not because we haven't had this person on the show in quite some time. It's since one of the OG guests on my show, one of the first friends I reached out to when I was starting a podcast. I'm forcing them to talk about Pokemon with me. I don't even remember what we talked about last time on my show.
I was going to ask you if you remembered, but I don't remember.
I don't. And while I introduce you, I'm going to go back to my Spotify library and look at the video description. And it's Retr0 Ali. Hi, Ali.
Yay!
Welcome back.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, thanks for entertaining me to come back into the podcasting fray. Since we've talked, things have changed a bit. Got a new coat. Got a new coat of paint, new pair of glasses. I now do not have to record on Discord and die. But yeah, okay. So I found the last time we talked about stuff. I think we just talked. We ended up talking about Pokemon. No surprise.
Shocker! Wow.
Yeah, for people that don't know, you play a lot of video games. You've now evolved into Final Fantasy online trash.
Yeah, that and Pokemon trash is how I would describe myself.
But you've always been Pokemon trash. So
yeah.
The real ones know that you've been Pokemon trash. So
forever.
We also talked about Star Wars last time, and keeping in the theme.
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
You mentioned yeah, it's funny because the last time I remember this specifically because it's a hot take that I also tend to vibe by. But the last time we talked, you mentioned how you just watched Rogue One for the first time.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: it's the best new Star Wars movie.
It's great. I highly recommend it.
I highly recommend it now more than ever because we're actually coming off of the heels of Star Wars Celebration that just happened in California this past weekend. And stay tuned for a Koop'd Plus episode about that because I'm going to talk about more in detail about the stuff that I liked out of that. One of them being the Andor series, and Cassian Andor, one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. He is real cool. But yeah, Ali, you're also we actually just talked about last night. You been watching Obi-Wan? You like it?
Yes, it's amazing. I was talking about it. I was talking about how I'm glad that the prequels are getting like the Mando treatment because I love the prequels. So I'm here for it. Sign me up, and it was amazing. So if you haven't watched it, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, like it's really funny because I go through these fits with Star Wars, and we're gonna spoiler alert for future content. Once Obi-Wan's done in its completion, I'm gonna do a podcast about it because I love Star Wars, and like while I also shamelessly really like the prequels. There's definitely a lot of bad that goes in there, but it's also a lot of fun stuff. And,
I feel like people they've talked about how like the main cast has talked about how like they feel like in one of the interviews like in the press for Obi-Wan they're like I feel like people kind of warmed up to the prequels over the years versus like initially where it was kind of like
Yeah, I definitely can see where they're coming from that, especially kind of looking at it from like a hindsight sort of perspective where it's like the sequel trilogy didn't really land well with a lot of people where it all kind of went. And like we've talked about this at length as well. So, it's tough. And, I'm the first person to complain about how Star Wars needs to like tell some new stories and like move away from the Skywalker family. But in that same vein, I'm just like, as much as I've loved all the Disney Plus stuff that's come out, like all the shows have been bangers. The Mandalorian is the first 2 seasons of that show. It's great. So it's such great content. But like I like Jedis and I like sword fights and
yes, I like lightsabers. Like I'm glad to see it back.
so it's like we're I love watching, Boba Fett beat people up with the staff, and like, watching, you know, the Mandalorian just like journey through space with Baby Yoda. It's so cool to see Ewan McGregor plays Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I
Um,
know, it's so
like
great.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is like one of my like favorite characters in Star Wars lore, and I'm not saying anything groundbreaking by saying that, but like through
Yeah.
3 episodes, this show has ruined me emotionally. Like
Mhm.
I expected something very different from what I think I'm gonna get with the show, and I'm
Yeah.
curious to see where it lands. But like through 3 episodes, it's one of my favorite like Star Wars things ever. And there's been a lot of good Star Wars
Mhm.
stuff to come out the last year,
Yeah,
like
that's
between Boba Fett
whew.
and Star Wars Visions. If you like anime and Star Wars,
Oh,
watch it.
yeah, I still need to watch that.
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's really good. Like I said, like if you're someone that like wants something a little bit different from your Star Wars, like just watching all these different like anime styles and lightsabers, like
That's
it
like
blends,
2 of my favorite things put together.
right? Isn't it great when it
Yeah.
works out like that?
Mhm.
But yeah, this isn't a Star Wars podcast yet. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. Stay tuned for that
Soon,
this
team.
podcast in a couple of weeks. Instead, we're here to talk about all the spoils of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon
Mhm.
Violet. But I think before we get into the meat and potatoes, Ali, how have you been? Because it's been a minute
I'm
since we've like
good.
talked to each other on official media. So like, how's your
Official media.
on the press tour? So like, how are you
Press
doing?
tour.
What's going on? Are you eating well? Are you staying hydrated? Like what's going on
Yes,
in your
I
neck of the woods?
am. Yeah, I've kind of just, I don't know, I've been just doing life lately. Been playing a lot of Final Fantasy, been playing a lot of Pokemon. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, life's pretty good.
Have we gotten 3 Pokemon games since the last time we talked to each other?
Oh my god, have
Maybe.
we?
Has it? Because we
I
definitely got 2, Arceus
Yes.
and the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Was Sword and
The,
Shield out the last
it
time
was.
we? Oh, okay, so
Oh,
2.
it definitely was. My God, that would have been terrifying.
Okay, I was like, how long has it been?
I don't think Pokemon Unite was out. If that counts, if you're into that sort
Yeah,
of thing.
I guess that's fun.
I like Unite. I think it's fun.
I like it. I mean, it's like I've played it as like a fun little casual thing. I'm not like I have some friends that are like super hardcore into it, and I like watching them play it. But I'm kind of just like I'll play it casually because it's like baby's first League of Legends, which is fine.
That's me,
Because
and I'm a
League
baby.
is very toxic.
It sucks. We can
Yeah.
we can curse in this podcast. League fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's very mean. But there's something I did want to ask you before we get into the actual like topical Pokemon stuff.
Hmm.
Because I saw we're kind of coming off of a real renaissance period with Pokemon. I feel like where
Yeah.
like it's Pokemon Legends Arceus was such a breath of fresh air for the franchise.
Breath of the
I did a review
Wild.
podcast. Yeah, and now my favorite game's getting the Breath of the Wild franchise. Yeah, you go Sonic the Hedgehog. Woo!
Dude, I told you I watched the Sonic movie, the first one.
You did.
It was amazing, and I need to watch the second one. Tangent.
Tangent within a tangent. Did you like the Sonic movie?
Oh yeah, it was great. I think it had something for everybody. I think it's like if you're like a casual, just like rando family going to see it, it's like a great little fun little movie. And if you're like a hardcore Sonic fan, I feel like you kind of catch on some of the I don't know the detail or like little things they put in, and it's just fun when you see something you recognize. You're like, oh, that's so cool.
You're
But
just like you start hitting your table. So yeah, that's it.
I would be like, I'd point and be like, oh my god.
Where do you fall in the spectrum of Sonic fans? I don't think we've ever talked about this
I'm
before.
like, I would say I'm like a casual Sonic fan because the first Sonic game I ever played was Sonic Heroes on the GameCube, and then I played Sonic Adventure Battle 2 or whatever. Is it Sonic Adventure Battle 2?
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I always get the words mixed up. Then I played that
I used to
one,
do it for years too. It was awful.
yes, no, same. And then I really
Still
liked the
can't
Chow Garden. The Chow Garden was my jam. And then
yeah.
I played like Sonic Rush on DS, I think.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah, it's a fun game from what I remember. And then that was kind of where I started. So I was always just like kind of just played them like occasionally, mainly the 2 GameCube games. And then I didn't really play like the OG Sonics probably until around the time when Sonic Mania came out. Played Sonic Mania. I really like it. I never beat it because I'm bad at it. But that's a great game. And then I got what is it, like the Sega Genesis collection like on Steam. It has a couple
Mhm.
Sonic games on it. Played those, loved it. So yeah, I've always been kind of like a casual Sonic person. I like it. I'm not like super hardcore, but like yeah, the movie was great. The games are great. Like I found it hilarious in the movie that he's like, oh, I don't want to go to Mushroom Land. Like that was that got me.
Yeah, it's so good. And like if you like the first movie, like the second movie is just better because it just builds upon all that stuff, all that world
Yeah, they
building.
have to set it
Uh
up, you know. So
yeah, and listen, like and I've said this on like on my Sonic review podcast that I did, again, more chilling for content you're missing on my show. But I said it on my review podcast for the movie that like it's always struck me as weird that like as a hardcore Sonic fan my whole life, I've had to be the butt of every industry joke and this and that.
oh,
But it is awfully refreshing to be the franchise that's gotten the movie shit right, because
hmm
plenty of other video game franchises have tried doing the movie thing and it just hasn't worked out for one
I'm
reason or
I'm
another.
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm worried about the Mario movie. I'm just I don't know how to feel about it.
I think it is a little jarring. I need to see it in action first, because like
Yeah.
Illumination Studios makes great movies. Like I've never seen any of the Despicable Me movies. I'm just gonna come out on a
Me
limb and say
either.
that. Yeah, yes, solidarity.
I don't know if I want to.
I heard they're great movies and they're box office like money printers. Those movies make fucking
Yeah.
cash. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. So like I need to, and I think the fact that it's like completely animated is like it's something that's going to be going well for it. So it's going to be
Mhm.
weird. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, but I don't know. I'll keep an open mind for it. It can't be any
Yeah.
worse than the other Mario movie. This is what
Yeah,
my
that's
bench
true.
line is.
That's
And
a
if it
good
is,
point.
God help them. So,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, I trust the actors can do the actors that they pick for it are going to do a good job. It's just like the execution of everything, you know.
yeah, it's the summer of Chris Pratt. Because
Yeah.
we're also a week away from Jurassic World domination, and
Oh my god.
listen, I love Jurassic Park. I'm fucking excited. I don't care. But that's another podcast for another day. To get back
Mhm.
on the Pokemon thing, I wanted to ask you this. So, like I said, we've
Yeah.
had two very polarizing games in the Pokemon franchise come out. Again, Pokemon has been kind of in a weird state. This Scarlet and Violet
Mhm.
is going to be the first main series game since Sword and Shields came out. Oh well,
Mhm.
like yeah, at least moving forward, because like for me personally, between I want to say that there was I want to say that the Gen 4 remakes were like a thing, like when we talked last, or they were like
Mhm.
close to being a thing.
Yeah.
Either way, we have gotten Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Pokemon Legends Arceus, and like when everybody kind of like I've fallen into the camp of people that like I really got tired of Gen 4 real quickly again.
Yeah, that's
With
fair.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and like Legends
Mhm.
Arceus was just such like, while not perfect, it was a great breath of fresh air and like really kind of
Mm.
pushed the boundaries of like what Pokemon can be in the 21st century.
Yeah.
I found it very refreshing. We are just like, oh yeah, I'm still playing Diamond and Pearl. I'm having a fun time. So like,
I
I'm,
still
I'm
am.
yeah. So like,
But to
I'm
be
curious.
fair,
Go
yeah, no,
ahead,
go ahead.
please.
No, you
I'm
go.
just,
You ask the question.
yeah,
You talk.
because I wanted to ask you. So, like, what is it about these games that what is it about this game that like, that keeps you like so brought in still? I'm
I guess
curious.
the nostalgia, but like to be fair, I did so I got both games. I beat Diamond first because that was like the burner copy, so I could trade with myself and like get
Smart.
exclusives and stuff. And then Pearl was going to be like my main save, and I beat Diamond, and then I put it down for a little bit. In Pearl, I got to like Victory Road, and then I was like, I'm not going to pick it up until Home comes out. And obviously, Pokemon Home only literally just came out like a couple weeks ago. So now I've
Yeah.
been playing it a lot since Home came out. So I don't know. For me, it's definitely nostalgia. And like, I like the chibi art style. I feel like, I don't know. It's so funny because like, I've always been very critical of Pokemon, but like I like Diamond and Pearl. They're fun. They're cute. Like it's not meant to be something super deep. Like there's definitely things that can be improved, but like overall, like they're fine remakes. And with another company doing those games, gave us Legends because Game Freak could work on Legends, which is funny that originally I was like very skeptical about Legends. I just like wasn't hooked in on it. And then so I was like, I'm not gonna get it like when it comes out, blah blah blah. I'll watch other people play it. Then I've watched my friends stream it and like a bunch of people retweeting fan art, and I'm like, okay, like I kind of like the concept of it, like just from the outside. I like the concept of the gameplay and like kind of like the characters and like the lore kind of part of it, if that makes sense. I think that's kind of
Mhm.
interesting. So I'm like, okay, if I ever see Arceus like used at like a game store, I'll pick it up because I just don't want to pay full price. I'm trying not to pay full price for Switch games lately, just because there's so many Switch games I want or like coming out. Like if I don't need it day one, I'll buy it used. you know. So I'm looking
Relatable.
out for that. But yeah, Scarlet and Violet, I was also very skeptical about. Like I was not from the whatever they released initially. The first trailer, I was like, I don't know about this. Like the starters were cute, but that trailer. I mean, we're gonna talk about it, but the trailer that just came out, like I was genuinely like impressed and like happy with it compared to some of the stuff we got in Sword and Shield. Because I was talking to somebody, talking to some friends the other day, I think, about Sword and Shield. We were like, yeah, like Sword and Shield were fine. We really liked the wild area. That was like the
Mhm.
best part. But then the route design and the rest of the game is just like go from point A to point B. And like that kind of sucked. So
Mhm.
hopefully this kind of, these games kind of solve that issue. But Sword and Shield and like Sun and Moon, I wasn't like the biggest fans of. So this, it's very funny that initially I was like, I don't know about this. And now I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so in. Like sign me up. Same with Legends Arceus. So like that's kind of refreshing to me because, if I'm not playing the newest Pokemon games, 99% I'm probably playing an older Pokemon game.
Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Yellow. That's what I'm playing lately, and then yeah, Pearl on the Switch. So
Yeah, because for the Diamond and Pearl of it all, like I unapologetically love Gen 4. It's like
yeah,
I have so many fond memories of buying those games on release. It's like one of the first games I bought with my own
same.
money.
Oh
Yeah, like
my god!
like I saved up allowance to buy
Did
the
you get the
game. Like
stylus that came with
I
it?
didn't know. I missed that.
I
I
think
got
it
the
was. I think
because
it was a pre-order thing because I got the Palkia one because I think I pre-ordered that one,
oh
and then I got Diamond maybe like after like a couple weeks after it came out. Like I got them pretty close to release. But anyway,
yeah, like said, like I enjoyed my time going through everything. Like it was nostalgic. It was fun. I got to
yeah.
experience how broken and mixape is because it's fun. But because it's just bringing me back to my childhood. But the only
Yeah.
big complaint that I had, and I'm sure I'm not alone in saying this, I wish it
Mhm.
was more like Platinum than it was Diamond and Pearl because
Oh,
there's
I think
it,
everybody agrees with that.
yeah, I don't think I'm saying anything new and groundbreaking. Like this
It's like
fruit is very much
annoying.
touching the ground,
It's annoying to a fault that they're so um
true to the
true
originals.
to the originals because yeah, it would be nice to have some of that platinum stuff. Like I was talking about that to somebody, maybe it was on stream like a couple months ago or something, but try to remember. Like I feel like I just think back to like Heart Gold Soul Silver because those are the most perfect remakes ever. But like I feel like
Oh
that
yeah.
game had some of the stuff that I it's been a minute because last thing I did in that game was complete the Pokedex, and then I haven't touched it. But I love those games. But like that had a lot of like quality of life stuff added, and like I feel like some stuff in Crystal was added in there. So I'm just like, you really couldn't add the platinum stuff, or at least like his DLC or something. Like I'd pay for it. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it
Whatever.
was it was tough. I will say what really saved my experience was like the underground stuff, the quality of life
Oh
changes we made
yeah.
to that, because like it's one of my biggest complaints, and I'm very proud to say the story. I caught an APOM the hard way when I played Platinum for the first time, where
Really?
like I used the trees, I did, and at the time I didn't realize
Oh.
how fucking hard this was. So like I tried doing it again this time around. I'm just like, yo, this sucks. Like, because I
Mhm.
love Ambipom. Ambipom's one of my favorite Pokemon. So I'm just like, I want to use one, but like, I don't want to like waste half of my fucking time catching this Pokemon, and then
Mhm.
like, God forbid the nature's wrong, and it just gave me nightmares. But then I'm just
Oh
like, oh,
no.
by the way, but like, oh, once you get the defog HM, you can just go underground and find them here. I'm just like, oh, cool, that works.
That's
So
so
it's like,
annoying.
yeah, I love those quality of life changes, and like, I like I said, Legends Arceus. While again, not a perfect experience, was like such a breath of fresh air, and
Mhm.
we'll I think now's a better time than not to talk about the Scarlet and Violet stuff, because you shared
Mm.
your apprehensive thoughts, and I'm coming from
Yeah.
someone who actually really likes a lot of the newer stuff that's come out with Pokemon. Like, I
Mhm.
loved Sun and Moon.
I'm just a boomer.
Yeah, I think you're
Pokemon
old. I
boomer.
think you're just old,
I'm
Allie.
a Pokemon boomer.
Are you a Gen Oneer?
No, I'm a Gen 2er. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm a Gen 2er and Gen 3er, I would say.
I'm sorry for sort of picking such harsh words on a
It's
public
okay.
platform. I'll
It's
do better.
okay. It's okay. Man, where's the twit longer, dude?
Yeah, sorry, Isabel's my witness. I'll do better. But
Oh my god.
yeah, but yeah, like, I've really liked a lot of the newer stuff that's come out. I really liked Sun and Moon. Ultra Sun and Moon was fine, but like the Sun and Moon, that first playthrough, I love that game. And
I like the
again,
ending, but I didn't like anything else.
that's valid. And like, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed Sword and Shield too. The wild area stuff was fun, but again,
Yeah.
I feel a lot of the same complaints that other people did, where it just like the design felt very linear, and outside of the wild area stuff. And I've also had this
Yeah.
big issue with like with just like level creep in Pokemon, where it's just like I always get to a point where I
Totally.
feel like I'm like way too strong, and it's just like not fun for me anymore.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
fair.
that hard with Brilliant Diamond and BDSP. Like, it was not good. But yeah, they announced these games, and I'm just like, okay, it looks cool. It's like, I like that they're trying to blend the formula from what worked in Arceus and what we've come to know from Pokemon so far.
Mm.
And to what extent that is, where I think the jury's still out on that. But like,
Mm.
one of my biggest complaints about Arceus is that, as cool as the open world design stuff is, so much of the environment is just so flat and gray and
Yeah.
like kind of bleak there. And like, I've come, what I love about Pokemon is its vibrancy, its
Yeah.
color. That I'm not speaking for anything crazy here, but it's just like, I love that stuff in Pokemon. And
Mm.
from what we've seen so far, especially from that extended look trailer, we I've got really good peeks at like where this is going, again, on a region based on Spain. So what were your thoughts going into the trailer? Because again, Nintendo does this thing where or Pokemon Company does this thing where they'll love to announce that the trailer is happening 24 hours before, and
Yeah.
then the content monster happens where everyone starts getting their bingo boards together. So like,
Mhm.
what were your expectations going into the trailer?
Yeah.
And what were your expectations? Like, where are you feeling now coming out of it? Again,
Well,
also, this game comes out in November, by the way.
yeah, it's funny because like going into it, I like saw it was announced and I was just like, like whatever. Like I wasn't really like super excited for the games because I wasn't really like happy with the first trailer. And so the trailer happened, and then I don't think I watched it until like later in the day or something, like when it came out. And then coming out of it, I was like, "Oh my god, like that was actually really hype. That was really good. Like I'm excited." Like I once I saw the legendaries, and I picked the purple one, by the way. The Digimon they both look like Digimon, but once I saw the legendaries, I went on Amazon and I pre-ordered it. I'm like, "Dang, okay, like this is a step up from, I was talking to a friend the other day and it was like, sort of like the second games are always better, obviously, because they are more experienced, et cetera, technology. But then also Legends Arceus kind of was just like kind of a not prequel. What's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a test for maybe
Sure.
some stuff that they're going to implement in this game, because this is still a traditional main series Pokemon game, but obviously they learned from Arceus and put some of the stuff from Arceus into this game, which is neat, and sort of mesh together the traditional experience with like the new, which is cool. So yeah, I was super hyped coming out of it, and I'm obsessed with the little electric rat guy. What's his name? Palmy. He's gonna be my
Yeah.
starter.
My favorite
Yeah.
fictional town in Indiana, Palmy.
Palmy.
But yeah, like, I feel pretty much the same way that you did. I was like pretty apprehensive at first on where things were going. I think the starters were dope.
Yeah, the starters are dope.
Like,
I just like the electric dude a lot.
yeah, electric dude's dope, but like Sprigatigo, Fuecoco, and Quaxley, like as a trio, are like some of the best starters designs we've gotten.
I'm torn if I'm gonna pick the grass or the fire starter, and it really depends on what the grass starter evolves into, because like that could be a deal breaker, like Incineroar, you know. So I'm kind of leaning towards the fire guy because he reminds me of a fire Totodile. So I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. I'm also curious to see what the shinies look like. Not that I'm gonna shiny hunt them, but I just like to see. So we'll find out.
If we're sticking with the themes, I hope the fire one has the coolest shiny form.
Oh yeah. Hopefully it's like
Um,
gold or like purple or something. That would be really neat.
what should be like blue or something?
I
dumb?
mean, it would be a fire Totodile at that point,
True.
which I'm not opposed to.
Yeah. But I think the Pokemon designs are so cool. Again, and like
yeah, they hit it out of the park.
Yeah, like most normal people, like I will wait to see what the final evos are before I like make any decisions.
Yes.
But like, and I don't know if you, because like I started kind of like thinking of like where I fall like in the chain of picking my starters, because I was a grass first person for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got burnt by Chespin. Chespin,
Oh
great.
yeah, Chestnut. No, I do not like Chestnut.
Chespin was great, and then Chespin did drugs, and then turned into Chestnut.
He took like steroids or something. He got big.
It was so bad. So like
I've been
a staunch water first person for the last few generations. So
yeah, I'm trying to think what I've always done. I mean, Gen 1, Charmander. Gen 2, I picked Totodile first, but I also really like Cyndaquil, so those two are kind of tied. Like, usually pick one or two because I might get both versions. Like, some gens I'll get both versions, sometimes I don't.
Same.
So let's see, Charmander, Totodile, Cyndaquil, Torchic, Trico, Piplup, Turtwig, Oshawott, Snivy, Froakie, Fennekin, Rowlet, Poplio, and then Sword and Shield. Oh my god, I'm brain farting over the start of Sword and Shield.
Scorbunny, Grookey, and
Scorbunny, and Sobble, and that's it. So I usually fire, water definitely is my kind of go-to, but it also depends on the design because I feel like I was talking to people in my Discord about this, and it's really interesting that the designs of the Pokemon, like we just said, like we think they did a really great job of like what they showed, and I feel like yeah, they're all cute, like okay, that's standard Pokemon, but I feel like maybe in comparison to Sword and Shield, like these designs are really, really good. Like I don't know, like Sword and Shield has some great ones, but these, like, just as a first impression, like I'm way more like impressed with. I don't know how else to word it, but
yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And like also I'm very happy that like this because from what they showed in this trailer and kind of leading up to like where I felt in this whole thing, I'm not surprised they didn't really show us a whole lot. I'm also kind of surprised of some things they didn't show us, because like we still don't know what the region is called, which is a little strange.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I also, again, and you might back me up on this, as an avid Poke watcher, I've been loving the Pokemon Journeys anime. I'm fully expecting, maybe I was a little foolish of me to think this was going to happen yesterday, where it's probably going to happen down the line. I think we're getting a new evolution this generation.
Oh man, I hope so. I'm a huge evolution fan. I've always wanted, ever since like middle school, give me a flying Eevee. That would be so sick.
That would be kind of cool.
That's like my dream if that would ever happen.
Yeah, because like I don't know if you've been like keeping up with like the Pokemon Journeys anime like in any capacity.
No, I haven't been watching the anime. I need to, but time.
Okay. Well, minor spoilers for
That's okay. I don't mind
the Pokemon Journeys anime. Professor Cerise's daughter Chloe has been very prevalent in like the most latest part of the anime, because she has an Eevee that doesn't evolve. So yeah, there's an Eevee that's introduced where like this Eevee's DNA is strange, where it won't evolve into anything. They like physically like show the Eevee touching like a Thunderstone and like a Firestone, and it just won't evolve.
But then what would it evolve into, or how would
it? See, exactly. That's where they get you. So that's why I think there's a new evolution coming, because it's like, oh, they're just going to introduce it. It's just an excuse for them to put more shit in the anime.
Yeah, but also new evolution means more merch, more cute things, more money.
Shmoney.
Yeah, which I don't blame them. Eevee stuff. Eevee is popular for a reason. And then it would
Yeah,
be what 10? Because right now it's 9. It would be 10.
yeah, it'd be 10.
Damn, nice round
Um,
number.
yeah, so yeah, I agree. So like there's been one-off episodes with like featuring other evolutions where like Chloe learns about the other evolution and her Eevee like uses copycat to copy its moves. Which has been
Oh.
fun, and which has been fun. And
Mhm.
there's a certain character from another Pokemon season that makes an appearance with her evolution, which is a lot of fun.
Oh, that's
So for
cool.
Yeah, so it's fun, and I think they're just setting us up to the fact that they're introducing a new evolution. Whether
That would
it's
check out, because why else
Yeah,
would they just be like, "Hey, by the way, this character has an Eevee that doesn't evolve." That's
won't
not
evolve.
suspicious at all.
Yeah, and you look at wherever they introduce characters in the anime that get Eevees, they usually end up evolving into whatever that newest version of the Eevee is. So like
Yeah, that
you
makes
look at when
sense.
so Gary got an Umbreon in the Johto
Yeah.
series. When May catches an Eevee, it ends up evolving into a Glaceon. Serena gets an Eevee, it evolves into Sylveon. So
Yeah.
it just kind of tracks at this point to where like that's probably what's going to end up happening. So
Probably.
I fully expected that at
I
some
hope that
capacity.
happens. That would make me like these games even more.
Yeah, that would be a moneymaker. Also, please go
Mhm.
watch Pokemon Journeys because it's getting real spicy in these next. But yeah, so we got some general overworld stuff in this game. We got introduced to our two professors in this region. Depending on what game you pick, if you pick Scarlet, you'll be introduced to Professor Sada. In Violet, you get introduced to Professor Turo. And then we also get a look at some new Pokemon. Like we mentioned, our box legendaries are here in Koraidon and
Yeah.
Miraidon, and 3 cool little dudes, like we mentioned, the
Mhm.
aforementioned Pika clone in this generation, Palmy. The early dude, your version, this region's Badoo,
Yes.
Smoliv.
It's so
Great great
cute.
name. And if the trend continues of like early route grass type Pokemon, this thing's gonna evolve into a fucking monster and I'm gonna hate it. Like
Oh
it's gonna
my
be
god.
like you look at Badoo, you look at oh my god, why am I blanking on the other one? What's the one with the legs? Why am I blanking right now? Yeah,
Serena?
Bounce Sweet.
Oh, Bounce Sweet.
Yeah, and then evolves into Serena, which is also a
Yes, yes,
powerhouse.
yes. Yes,
So
yes,
like
yes.
I'm expecting Smolov to be a 3-stage evolution that's gonna just ruin my fucking life, and I'll eat at Smolov Garden for the rest of my life. So
Oh my
I'm there for
god.
that. But come on, the real star of the direct for me personally, Lechonk, so
Oh
good,
yeah.
so good. Like I think this is so funny as an avid
So many
foodie.
memes.
It's been so good. Like this thing, like again, in a region based in Spain, I'm a little surprised to see a Pokemon based off of Filipino pork. Like
Mhm.
lechon is a typical suckling pig served in the Philippines.
Mhm.
So I'm very looking forward to a longanisa evolved form of lechonk where it's just a massive hog that's just kills people. Like such a
Mhm.
great name, so good. 10 out of
He
10
re-
Pokemon design.
the pig reminds me of, if anyone's watched Rama One Half, Ryoga, when he turns into a pig, it looks exactly like him. I think I retweeted some fan art that recreated that, but I didn't like when I first watched the trailer. I was like, "Oh, it's a cute pig," blah blah blah, and then I saw the fan art. I was like, "Oh my god, I love this Pokemon! It's
Yeah, so
adorable."
yeah, where you at with the new Pokemon right now? Because like I'm
I
always
think
at
they're
a
great.
yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, they killed. Like I said, I'm. It's so funny. I went from being like super skeptical, which I mean, it's good to be skeptical, but I mean, maybe it's just because I'm jaded from like Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, which like there's parts I like, there's parts I dislike, but these games like they're combining everything from like Sword and Shield and Arceus that hopefully people like. It's gonna be a step up from Sword and Shield, and the Pokemon designs, the combo of all of that, like makes me really, really excited. I don't know what it is about the Pokemon designs that they did for the trailer, but I'm just like way more excited about them than I think some of the Pokemon maybe from Sword and Shield and like Sun and Moon. Like I have my favorites in those, but these ones are all around like I don't know, like a return to form. I don't know. Not that the other Pokemon were bad, but It's
Mhm.
just refreshing. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like it's one
Mm-hmm.
of those things where like I'm always kind of thinking it's like, have they lost their touch? Like, are they, there's gonna be over 1,000 Pokemon at this point if there isn't already.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
haven't been
crazy.
keeping score. So it's like it's just one of those things where I'm just like, are they gonna run out of ideas? Because like, we've already gotten Garbage Bag, one of my personal favorites. And like I
Trubbish.
my goat. We've talked about Trubbish probably more than two
Trubbish
people
is
probably should.
cute.
Yeah, and like we've got an ice cream cone and like all this, all this other shit that like doesn't really like mesh well with Pokemon. So I've always been
Mm-hmm.
afraid it's like, are they losing their touch? But it's just like these designs, again, across the boards
Mm-hmm.
are killer. And like
Yeah.
we can talk about, we'll move down the line in a bit. But like I'm excited
Mm-hmm.
to see what they evolve into. We also
Yes.
got a look at that. What I assume is like the opening animation that shows you all three of the starters before you pick one.
Yeah, that looked really
Um,
cool.
yeah, and Quaxley has hair, y'all. He has
Oh my
hair.
god.
He's gonna evolve into a little greaser Pokemon, and I'm so fucking excited. He's gonna be
That
so
I'm here
cool.
for that. I'm here for that.
Yeah, because like all like the fan art is like it's like, oh nah, bro, he's wearing a hat. He's gonna turn into a boat. I'm just like, that's
A
stupid.
bone.
Yeah, like why? Like, no, I don't want that. I want a cool looking duck dude with cool hair. Like, who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god, imagine he evolves into like a Kappa. Ooh, that'd be terrifying.
That would be neat.
I think that has roots in Spanish. Something. No, it doesn't. It's Japanese. What am I talking
It's
about?
Japanese, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking on my ass. I'm sure
Still,
there's.
that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a Spanish folklore of a kappa somewhere because
The
like there's
lore.
yeah, because again, this region, like we've seen, very clearly based in Spain. Still don't have a name for it, but I
Mm-hmm.
digress. However, we can kind of take an assumption of some of the thematics of the game,
Mm-hmm.
looking at our two Pokemon professors. Why do they have to make them both hot? Is my question.
I keep seeing the tweets that I see are, oh my god, they're hot, or
Yeah,
this is what Pokemon gave us for Pride Month.
yeah, they really did that for us.
They really did.
Yeah,
I think they look awesome. I mean,
yeah.
besides
No,
the
I
fact
agree.
the guy looks like, I don't know if you saw that meme that was going around, but the guy
The
looks like
alpha
a
meme.
Poketuber, and he looks like the Giga Chad meme.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
That's
It's like
hilarious.
something I'll always be impressed with in Pokemon is how quickly the community turns around fan art.
Oh yeah,
It's incredible.
that's what someone on my Discord said. That like we were talking about the professors, and they're like, oh, and like maybe some of the Pokemon, but mainly the professors are like, oh, I wonder if there's fan art yet. And it's like 2 seconds later, it's like, oh, here you go.
3 seconds later, Lechonk everywhere. Like
Yup.
I absolutely love it. But yeah, so looking at the Pokemon professors, and I didn't notice this at first either, but like depending on what version of the game, you get a different professor, and it looks like
Mhm.
one of the thematics of the game is going to be past versus future, which
Yeah,
is
I found that really interesting.
yeah, like I didn't notice this at first until like I really took a look at like what the professors were wearing. Professor Sada is very much dressed like a cave woman, with and Professor Turo is dressed like a Gundam pilot. Um,
Hmm.
so like I'm curious where they're gonna go with this. Especially you can kind of look at the box art legendaries where it's like they both have these like weird looking wheels in their chests, but like
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So like I'm kind of curious like where they're going with this. So like I don't know if
Maybe
you've
it has to
kept.
do with the legendaries. I don't know. That would be my guess anyway.
That's what I'm saying too. Yeah, I feel like there's some thematic here where like one version of the game you're very much tied to like, you know, uh, maybe it's like a white forest, black city situation where it's like there's
Yeah,
one
dude, I
specific
love
area of the
that.
game that like kind of like
Hmm.
plays heavily into those themes.
That would
But
be
I don't
awesome.
know. There's still so much about the games that we obviously don't know. But like I think that's cool. And like in
Hmm.
regards to box art legendaries, I think these things look fucking sick.
I know they're very Digimon esque, but I'm like totally here for that because it's just so different than anything we've seen before from Pokemon.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna get a lot of that as we move into the future of Pokemon because like
Yeah,
it's just there's gonna be a lot of shit that's gonna look like a Digimon. I think it's where we're gonna
I'm.
eventually end up going.
I mean, hey, I like how Digimon look mostly, so like I'm here for that. I think they, you know, the fun part about Pokemon is like all the designs and everything, you know, and it's like you get that one new Pokemon you're like attached to. You're like, oh my god, I love him.
Yeah,
So
insert the Brooklyn
it's
Nine-Nine meme where, I've only known X Pokemon for 5 minutes,
yes,
but I will take a bullet and kill everyone else in this room, including myself. Like,
myself. Yes.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. I'm kind of curious where these thematics are gonna line up with each other. As we see more of this expansive world here, I'm expecting them to transform into cars. I guess at some point they'll
I mean
probably be rideables.
that wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. Because we get a look at that, and like one of the other characters we get introduced to is who I believe is our rival character,
Mm-hmm.
named Nimona. Great character design as well.
Yeah,
She is, and again, keeping with the theme of whatever game you pick, your uniform is different. So
that's cool.
if you pick Scarlet, looks like you go to an orange school, and if you go to the Violet version, you go to the grape school.
The grape school.
Cool, I guess. But yeah, we see Nimona on the official Pokemon website. It says that she uses the 3 new Pokemon that you get. So her design is cool.
Yeah.
I am curious about that line of dialogue where she says, "Are you these three's trainer?" Which a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people have kind of run with the theories, like, do you get all 3 starters in this game?
Ooh.
Which would, again, as an avid Pokemon Yellow fan, how do you feel about games that give you all 3 of the starters? Like,
I
do
mean,
you
I
like that
love
sort of thing?
yellow. I love yellow, and I love that you got all the starters. So I think that's dope. But I guess, like on the other hand, like for trading and stuff and Pokedex and stuff, it would be nice. Don't get me wrong. But on the other, I'm like, oh, but like I just want my one dude. But then on the other hand, sometimes like I'll get both games and get 2 starters. So like, who am I to talk?
Yeah, it's always been kind of weird to me because it's just like I feel like when I pick the starter, that feels like a very finite sort of thing, and like
Mm-hmm.
I like to be able to like utilize those other cool Pokemon of similar type in the region. Like, I very much have planted my flag in the Quaxley camp, where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like Quaxley's cool. I want to use Quaxley, but like, there's always going to be cool water Pokemon in any region I go into. So it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
like, do I want to like run the gauntlet with this new shiny toy, or do I want to use Staryu for the 1500th time? Like, I don't know, but like, those
I
are
feel
options that I
that.
like.
I
Yeah.
feel
So,
that.
but yeah, so like, we get a look at the character design. We see a little bit more of the world building here. The Pokemon centers look like they're gas stations.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, and again, one of the biggest announcements that we've gotten so far, at least the 2 big ones, is that you can freely explore the world at your leisure. There is no
Mhm.
borders or boundaries as to how you can experience this
I
game,
love
and
that.
you can play with up to 4 people on one save file.
Yes.
So where are you feeling again as a staunch Pokemon boomer? Like where are you feeling with these new additions?
I think everything's great. I think the thing I'm most excited about from what I saw from the trailer, because when we saw the first trailer, I was really put off by the trainer designs, like the us, like the girl and the
Uh
boy. Like, obviously, yeah, it's Pokemon. You're 10 years old, whatever. I get it, but like,
huh.
I just did not like the design. So that's another thing that put me off from it. And then we watch the new trailer, and then you see that scene where it has like 4 trainers that are all very unique and different from each other. Different outfits, different skin tone, hair, etc. And I'm like, okay, like this is character customization, right? Like, like this looks really cool if this is what it's gonna look like. So that's what I was the
Mhm.
most excited about, just because I feel like I'm a big character customization person, so like I feel like with with especially Diamond and Pearl, I kind of let it slide because it was like the single outfits, but I wish I
Mhm.
could customize my trainer more in like Sword and Shield. So hopefully, just based on what we saw, it looks really cool. So that's probably, if that ends up being true, which I assume it will be, because it was shown in the trailer, even though they didn't like really talk about it, they just showed it. That's gonna be really cool. Along with everything else on top of that. It's Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it just looks very interesting, truthfully. Like,
Mhm.
and if there's one thing I'm begging for, because I'm currently playing through Sword and Shield again, and I pick
Mhm.
the male avatar. I never do that in Pokemon games because number one, I just think the design of the the female characters is just way cooler, and number
Yeah.
two, you guys get way more better
That's
clothes
what
in the
I was
games.
gonna say.
Girls have cooler clothes, Allie. I'll say it. I'll say it
That's
with my whole
true.
chest.
That's true.
Like, it's just like, do I want to wear a 3/4 tee and jeans? Sure, I guess. Why am I
I
spending
guess.
$30,000 on it? Like, I want to, like,
Yeah.
it's just like the customization options are just so limited, and it makes me sad. So like, I'm hoping that they
Mhm.
kind of like, revel that, and I'm not, but also I'm saying this as if I'm not going to pick the girl character for like the 15th time in a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I am curious about like how that's gonna work and how that's gonna run. Because
Mhm.
everybody is a lumberjack and like an agriculturalist and a graphic
Yes.
snob when it comes to Pokemon. And like I've
Yes.
said this on dozens of platforms before. If you're playing Pokemon for like its deep, enriching story and like its revolutionary graphics that are just pushing video games to the edge, you're playing the wrong RPG, bro. Like, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there's other RPGs that do that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I play Pokemon for like the Pokemon and the Pokemon designs, Like
exactly.
that's what
Exactly.
hooks everybody, And like I also personally just really like the turn-based like traditional kind of Pokemon stuff. So
Yeah,
do do do
I
do
agree.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
Sorry, I had
fun?
the I had the Street Fighter 6 trailer open on my phone when I went to look at a tweet. It was, whoops,
Oh yeah,
awkward.
that happened today.
Yeah, what a
Oh
strange world we
boy.
live in now.
There's so
um,
much going on.
but yeah, I am curious about like how all that's gonna work out. I if the I'm curious how four people at once can play in one file, and you like kind of can communicate that with people. I am curious about
Mhm.
how borderless this actually is. Like, is this Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild again? Because everybody's doing the Breath of the Wild thing now. Sonic's doing it.
Mhm.
Pokemon's doing it a second time. This is this generation's like zombie thing where it's like, or like
Yes.
everybody's where everybody's trying to be the next Dark Souls like 8-10 years ago, and they're still trying to be
Mhm.
the next Dark Souls, where it's like everybody's trying to channel what Breath of the Wild did for video games. And I'm curious just how borderless this is gonna get,
Yeah.
because Pokemon is there's been instances in the past where like Pokemon has like given you freedom of choice of like what direction you can go in. Like, I think, oh, you can go to these gyms in this order if you go this way in Pokemon Red and Blue,
Mhm.
and that's it. It's like, so
Yeah.
it's like, again, it's been, or you play Black and White and you're literally going in a straight line the whole time. So it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm curious about how borderless this actually is, and like, where we kind of fall on like the gymscape, where it's like, are we doing traditional gyms? Are we doing a Sun and Moon thing where it's like trials and like you don't really have a great sense of progression for the game? I don't know, but I'm excited, and like,
Mhm.
if whether it's traditional gyms or like whatever Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon tried, I'm just very much looking forward to being able to play the game in a way that's different from my friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm all about the Pokemon Center gas stations. I think they look cool. I think they
Did you
look
see
funny as
that
hell.
meme? The meme that was like the combination Pokemon Center gas station or
Yeah,
something? That was hilarious.
the combination Pokemon Center Taco Bell, like, ugh,
Oh
yes.
my god. Amazing. Amazing.
The best place to get a chicken tender sandwich at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's at the Pokemon.
And heal your Pokemon.
Yeah. We got, yes, and like we got to look at the training animation, which looks cool.
Oh,
Also,
that
it
looks
looks like
awesome.
this game probably confirms that like Larvitar and Bagon are like are version
Yes.
exclusives. So
Well, I hope
uh
Larvitar's in Violet because I need it. So
that's right. Oh, that's right. So you're a Violet all the way through. That's right.
yeah, because I like that legendary, so I went with that one. Because
I'm a
well, I ran into that dilemma with Sword and Shield because I think Larvitar was exclusive to Shield, and I got Sword, so I had to bribe someone to trade me a. No, I didn't have to bribe someone. I got someone to
hey,
trade me a
you,
Larvitar
you
egg.
got Larvitar.
Good Larvitar. I need it. I need him on my
uh
team.
I was real quick on that. I always pick my Pokemon games. Like my logic for picking Pokemon games for years was terrible because again, I'm gonna plant my flag on Team Scarlet because, but again, it's subject to change depending on what the version exclusives are. But like, I've always picked whatever game comes first in the moniker, and I don't have a reason to tell you why. Like, I don't know why I picked.
I think for me, let's see, Yellow I had because it was my brother, so I didn't really pick that. And then Crystal was a gift technically, so I guess I didn't really pick that one either. But I like Crystal and Yellow the best. So, and then Gen 3, I got Ruby because Groudon is one of my favorites. And I got Emerald because Rayquaza's dope. And then Diamond and Pearl, I got both, but I like Palkia better. And then Black and White, I got White. Which one did I think I have White. White and White too because I like the Legendary better. And same with Y. Yeah. Same with Omega Ruby F Sapphire. Sun and Moon, I picked the Lion. Sword and Shield, the sword is obviously cooler, duh. Like, then I got Pikachu and Eevee. Yeah, so that's how I've done it.
Yeah, the only one where I didn't go first in the moniker was Sword and Shield, and I picked Shield. And I think that was for a version exclusive. I don't remember why. But like,
yeah,
it's always been like
Shield. I think Shield had the better version exclusives from what I remember.
But Sword had Surfetch, and Surfetch is cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Sag. But yeah, like I always picked like I always picked red version and gold version and then ruby version. And then I think again eventually I'd play whatever the third version is, but like for whatever first version of that game, it was just what always came first in the moniker, and I have no rhyme or reason as to why I did that. So it's just kind of the way that I roll. I'm weird like that. But
that's fair.
Yeah, until further notice, I am Team Scarlet because Scarlet is a great color. I like the color scheme of the color Scarlet.
I'm torn because I think, I don't know, Scarlet sounds cool, but like I like the Legendary Violet better. It's really going to depend on the version exclusives because if it ends up that, Scarlet has the better version exclusives, then I'll probably just go with the version exclusives because I think that's more important to me than the Legendary. And you can always get the other Legendary. Or I can buy both. Which not good for my wallet, but I end up succumbing. Like literally, I think ever since Sun and Moon, I've bought both, which kind of sucks because Switch games are more expensive.
Yeah, that's bread.
Yeah, because Gen 1 I didn't, Gen 2 I didn't, Gen 3 Ruby Emerald, Gen 4 I did, Gen 5 didn't, Gen 6 didn't until Sun and Moon. And then eventually I went back and bought some of the other ones used, but that wasn't like on release. So, but I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, again, that's all going to come down to that. And like, we got an official release date for the game. The game comes out on November 22nd, I think.
Oh, I thought it was 18th.
November 18th.
Shocker, it's in November.
Yeah, is anybody ever surprised by this? When they announced the game initially, it's like, oh,
November 15th or something.
Yeah, it's always a holiday game. It always comes out in the middle of November.
Well, it'll be good for Thanksgiving break, and Christmas break.
Yeah. So again, which is why I like kind of like tried to hang on the rim of like, oh, they're going to show an evolution sooner rather than later because I have this sick feeling that like the Journey's anime is like starting to finish up soon. So I feel like there's like they're probably I think they're on a collision again. Pokemon. It always kind of sucks because it feels like one thing is always like kind of like left behind and like a little underfinished because Pokemon is so much bigger than just the video games.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's a media mogul, and there's so much more merchandise that goes into making this work. So
I literally just bought a freaking hoodie from the Pokemon Center earlier today when I got an email. They like came out with like these cute little tie-dye, like it was like a Dragonite hoodie, and I'm like, oh, it's Dragonite. And he's like, top 3, I gotta buy it. So
I pledge allegiance to the bag.
I did. I get those marketing emails work. I swear, they get me
because they work.
Well, or I follow Twitter accounts. It's like, hey, this thing just went live on Pokemon Center, and I'll like immediately buy it if I want.
Fat kid deals.
Yeah, there's like a Pokemon Center specific one, and I'm just like, well, my wallet. Goodbye.
But yeah, and also throughout the trailer we got some more cinematic shots. We got to look at like what I believe is a stadium where I'm assuming a gym battle is going to happen. We see some other Pokemon from older games show up. So we see the Talonflame line, we see Colossal, we see Venonat, we see the Flaffy line. So Ampharos is back. I'm sure you're excited about that.
Yes, I love Ampharos. I feel like since all of my favorite Pokemon are like quote unquote popular Pokemon, I have a pretty good chance of them being in like the new releases now that the National Dex is
Yeah,
dead.
wow, you're a Raichu fan. You're eating every game because there's no way they're
Yeah,
not going to put Pikachu in a Pokemon game.
Raichu, Dragonite, and then Typhlosion's kind of up in the air because it's a starter. So that might be, who knows. But that's
I feel like
my
even
top
Dragonite's
3.
kind of a toss-up because they don't put Dragonite in everything like they used to. So
Yeah, but he's still really popular, I feel like. And then obviously like Evolutions, duh, like that's it's fine.
Yeah, like I get Lucario, so
Hey, Lucario's dope. He's one of my Gen 4 favorites. He's dope.
That's my goat. Also, it's why Pokemon Journeys rocks. They just give Ash all the cool Pokemon, and it breaks. So it's so good. But yeah, so that's pretty much a gist of what we got out of this trailer. Again, very short. Not shocked. I don't know. Again, now I'm gonna Google this while I look, but I'm curious when we're gonna get more news on Pokemon because is E3 happening this year?
No, it's Summer Games Fest, isn't it?
Summer Games Fest, that's what it is.
Yeah, instead of E3.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I don't, we'll probably get some more information on this games as the year goes by. We'll probably get, I don't know, a Pokemon Direct sometime in what's the freckle past the hair, August.
Yeah, probably.
Sure. Yeah, so we'll go there. We'll see where it all shakes down. But yeah, I think I can firmly say I'm excited. I don't think there's ever going to be a universe where I don't get these games on release weekend.
Yeah, no, I got them pre-ordered. Now that like I said, now that trailer came out, like I'm super excited. So I'm very impressed with it, like compared to how I felt before.
Are you someone that indulges in the leaks? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, I am. So I'm excited to see, what leaks may or may not happen.
Yeah, I might have to check your browser history for science purposes, obviously, after this podcast. But yeah, I'm excited for where Pokemon is going. Again, we got an announcement that the next dub season's coming to Netflix soon at the end of the year. So again, everyone should watch Pokemon Journeys. I will scream to the heavens about how good of a show it is, and it's just it's nostalgia bombing. It's what everyone loves about Pokemon. It's nostalgic. It's cool. I'm gonna go watch some more. That's when I'm done with this recording. Yeah, so again, that pretty much wraps everything up that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so is there any covered everything in the trailer?
What are your hopes for what we get in these games? Is there any like big thing that like you're hoping to get out of your Pokemon experience this time around? Like, is there?
I mean, now that you mentioned it, a new evolution would be amazing. But then I feel like they would never add one after that because you got 10. So I don't know. But if I got a flying evolution, I would be happy. So I'm going to say that.
I have a hot take that I think no matter, as long as there's Pokemon games, there's eventually going to get to a point where we're going to make an evolution for every type. And you can't stop.
Oh, yeah, true. I would like that eventually. I just think about like the merchandising because they put the evolutions on everything. But
I still don't understand why they didn't put a second one in X and Y. It still doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I think they probably just realized like, oh man, like we have a lot of Pokemon now. Like we need to chill. We need to calm down.
3 generations later.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember like to backtrack real quick. Back around like the release windows for X and Y, there was a PokeTuber I followed where this guy got baited so hard into like fake rumor mill stuff that he made a YouTube video on it and then immediately deleted it. Where he's like, yeah, they're making a poison type evolution. There's a Pokemon based off of a sushi roll and then a Pokemon based off of a bag of potato chips. And I'm just like, that video was gone within the hour. And I'm just like, damn, bro.
Oh my God.
I was like, damn, bro, you got fucking
bodied, dude.
You get dunked on, bro. Like
seriously.
Yeah, that was not good. So like
that's pain.
Yeah, it was pain. But yeah, again, now another hot take that I have, and stop me if you think that I'm crazy in this. Do you think it's time that Pokemon adds a new type?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't know if it's necessarily time. Maybe like in another like next gen. But I don't know, that I could see that happening at some point and eventually.
I think we're getting near that time, truthfully, because
I've
like I'm
always
kind of
wanted like a light type, or you know what I mean?
yeah
Like
to
something
like
like that.
counteract the dark type or whatever.
Yeah, I thought that would be like if they were to add one, that would kind of be like the dream one. I think would be
Yeah.
cool.
The two that I've kind of like leaned myself into thinking hard on. One of them I'm stealing from a Wolfie video because he talked about how sound type makes like a lot of sense.
Oh yeah,
Or it's
that
like
would be
there's
cool too.
yeah, like because there's already a shit ton of Pokemon that, like you have sound as like their main gimmick, so it's just like that kind of makes sense. And one of my friends, when I did my Arceus podcast, she mentioned how like it's like, oh, like what if they make like a cyber type? Where I'm just like, oh, that'd be kind of where it's just like, Pokemon are like a little weird and like a little like mechanical, like kind of like
Mhm.
like Pokemon like Porygon or like
Kind of like what the legendaries look like, honestly.
yeah, like I was like, yeah, you can tell me that's like a cyber type Pokemon, like I believe you.
Yeah, that would be
Like,
sick.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen, truthfully, but like it'd be cool if it did. You
Mhm.
know, and is this gonna be the game where you get to play in two regions?
Bleh.
The trade goes to Kalos, guys. I swear this time.
Oh my god.
It's never gonna happen, and it's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
it's okay.
oh man, but yeah, that pretty much covers the bulk of what I wanted to talk about. And again, it gives me the excuse to talk to one of my favorite people in the world, being you, and we get to talk about
Yay. That
Pokemon.
was
So
fun.
yeah,
I
thanks
always
for
love talking about Pokemon. I'm gonna go play Pokemon after this. I'm gonna go play Pearl and I'm gonna beat the Elite Four.
I've been playing through Pokemon X and Y again, and those games are criminally underrated. I
Ugh,
feel
I
like,
love X and Y. I'm so nostalgic for like that time period of like when those games
yeah,
came out in the community. It was such a fun time.
I feel bad because like I knew going into those games, like those games looking back on are going to be like so shit on because they were the first of like that era of Pokemon. But like
Mhm.
it's still so good, man. And there's so many great fucking
The
Pokemon in those
credits song
games.
always makes me cry. It's so good.
Oh, it's so good. Also,
Mhm.
best season of the Pokemon anime, IMO. Uh,
True.
Pokemon X. Everyone watch Pokemon
I
X
actually
Y.
did watch. I did watch a little bit of X and Y. So
Oh, it's
good
so good.
times.
Because that's like the like starting with Pokemon XY, that's when like moving forward from that, the Pokemon anime became like legitimately good and not just like Saturday morning
Mhm.
cartoon bullshit.
Yeah, I've been meaning for like probably 2 years or 3 years at this point to like go back and watch all the Pokemon anime like in order, just like for nostalgia's sake. Obviously, like skipping filler, but because there's a lot. But I really, really want to do that, and now this has motivated me again.
I usually
It
go
just
back to
sucks because
watch.
it's not all
Go
on
ahead.
one platform. Like
That's
I
right.
think
Yeah.
the first season's maybe on Netflix or something. So I gotta be a pirate or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So
You know,
arg. So like
Arg.
as of this podcast, the Indigo League is on Netflix. The Pokemon Sun and Moon anime and Pokemon Journeys is actually a Netflix exclusive. So
Mm, that's
episodes
cool.
go up and batches there. Yeah, I'm with you. I want to go back and like watch some of these older seasons, but like for me, a Pokemon series is only as good as its league arc, and some of those league arcs are really fucking bad, and I don't know if I can stomach that. Like we don't talk about
Yeah,
Black and White. That was some
that's
hot garbage.
I've heard things.
It is embarrassing. It is so bad. And it's more of a reason, again, more points for kind of booking it. It's why Gen 4 rocks because Paul versus Ash is one of the best
Mm-hmm.
rivalries in Pokemon. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I look forward to revisiting that for reasons
For
later.
reasons.
But yeah, that's gonna be it for our show this week. Allie, thank you again. You are
Thank you
the
for having
you're
me.
the best. So go ahead and plug all your stuff. Let the people know where they can find you
Yeah,
on the internet.
I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Ali, ALI. And then on everything else, you can find me at Retro Ali, except the O is a 0 because someone took my name. So
Get bodied.
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Retro Ali. I think that's all of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find more socials to tag you in as the good friend that I am.
Yes.
But yeah, you can check me out at Koopa NJ across platforms. I'm an esports commentator that isn't doing anything right now because I'm busy, but I might be doing a couple things in June. So just stay tuned to my socials, and we'll keep all that in tune there. Follow the show at Koop'd Pod. Check us out on all of our different platforms. I'm going to be releasing some of the YouTube exclusive content soon, where I talk about the Disney afternoon with my friends.
Ooh.
On the tales of the Chippendale Rescue Rangers, the movie that came out of Disney Plus. And I got a Koop'd Plus coming out, talking about Star Wars Celebration, like I mentioned. So if you want to hear my thoughts on Ahsoka and season 3 of Mando and all that stuff, man.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked. So y'all can tune in for that. But yeah, that's going to be it for us this week, folks. And everybody stay nerdy and remember to catch them all. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.